Well, I was blown away in more ways than one. Well, welcome to Finding America. It is really nice to see you here. Well, let me begin by thanking all of you, so many of you, for subscribing and watching. The channel has been growing tremendously, and a lot of companies have been noticing and contacting me. Now, as a lot of you know, I am very, very picky about who Finding America partners with. But every once in a while, a really great company comes around, and I'm really happy to see them. And that's happened a few times of late. And over the next few weeks, I'm going to be introducing some new partners to the Finding America family to you. And this week, I wanted to first introduce you to Colt coils. Now, Colt is a company that's been around for a very long time, and they've been making high quality search coils for the Minelab machines for many decades. And currently they make 3 search coils for the Equinox series, a 5x10, a 14x9, and a 15-inch round coil. Now, all 3 of these coils are perfectly compatible with every single one of the Equinox series, including the 600, the 700, the 800, and the 900. Now, I am extremely excited about partnering up with Colt, and I'm going to be using these coils a lot out there in the field. And if you'd like more information about them, I have links down in the description below. So I got the 3 coils last week, and I have been chomping at the bit to get out and try them out. So where to go with them? Well, I decided I wanted to go to a place that was very difficult to hunt and had the potential for some old finds. And what better place than the site of the Colonial blacksmith shop. That place is loaded with iron, and we've hit that place pretty hard. And I was really curious to see what the 5x10 coil would do out there in the iron. And Chris strapped on the 14x9 coil. Now, we had an awesome day, and not only was I blown away by the finds, I was also blown away by some extremely insane winds that we had that day. Well, we did our best among the winds, and I did my best to shield it when I was filming. And I really hope you enjoy watching this one. Well, we are back on the Colonial spot, and Chris is first on the board. And he said he got some kind of cool button, so I came over to see it.
It's got a train in the middle. It says the engineer.
Oh, that thing's awesome.
Iron back, I think.
I found the train buttons, but never that.
Yeah, that one's pretty cool.
The engineer.
Solid 12.
That's going to clean up nice too. That is really cool.
It's neat.
Ah, very cool, man. I'm kind of jealous on that one. That's awesome. Well, I'm using the Colt 5x10 coil for the Minelab Equinox, and I have to say, I've been using it about 20 minutes now, and I've already dug like 10 or 11 targets over ground that we have covered, so it's finding stuff. You never know, you just could have missed this area, but I'm right next to the well, so I know we kind of worked it pretty well. But finally, mostly iron here will give me a 13, and it's just a piece of iron. I just don't know what it is. Look at that. It's got like 2 mounting holes. There's a little tongue in the center on the back side. It's pretty neat. Just don't know what it was originally, but it's definitely unusual and definitely old. Well, we had a big storm move through this morning, and we have some really high winds still hanging around, so I had to get up here and put my back to the wind. But this was giving me an 18, and I dug down and I got this brass cartridge. And it's a UMC, United Metallic Cartridge Company, and it's a 4570 government. So pretty cool. It's got some age to it. I just thought I'd show it to you, and hopefully I'll be able to date it. I think it's early 1900s. Well, this one was giving me an 18-19 signal, and dug down, got some kind of unusual piece of brass. It's definitely something I haven't seen before. Definitely. Yeah, maybe I can figure it out, or I don't know. It might be a little mystery item. We'll have to wait and see. Pretty cool though. Well, Chris yelled out bullet.
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
Not the 3-ringer, but it's a Colt.
Yeah.
Looks like it's been gnawed on a bit.
Yeah, that's an old Colt.
Yeah.
44. Very cool.
15 solid.
Yeah.
Thought it was going to be another button.
Hey, a little piece of Civil War history.
Yeah.
Drew came up, and only thing he's found, but I gotta tell you, it's killer.
It's beautiful.
And it's not metal. Check it out.
It's eyeball find.
Man, that is a beautiful
That's
point.
perfect.
That is beautiful.
I was walking by the creek river down there, and I just kept my eye out for stuff, especially flint.
That's awesome. Kind of a steel dark gray color.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so awesome.
You should be able to date that by the way this part is. I think only certain periods use different flares or whatever they're called.
Yeah, you got me. I don't know much about them, but
Archaic.
I love them. That is awesome, dude. Congrats.
Thanks, man.
Well, I got some more. Well, another cool product from the blacksmith shop. It was high toning, but that's because it was kind of circular in shape. But look at that. It's kind of some kind of very cool hand forged hook. I really like that. So definitely wanted to show you that, and definitely Colonial early 1800s period. Well, we have some new mysteries solved this week, thanks to all of you watching last week. You might recall the unidentified gauge that I found in last week's episode. Well, try as I might, I just could not figure out what kind of vehicle that gauge went to. But luckily Scott Curry was watching. He was quick to let me know that it wasn't an automotive gauge. It was an old gauge that went to an old water meter. Now, I also found an awesome piece last week that I was sure was a piece of dash trim to an early 1930s or 1940s automobile. Well, thanks to Nick, who was also watching, I now know exactly what model in your car that piece of dash trim went. It originally went on the dash of a 1946 to 1948 Ford passenger car. And finally, I want to thank Greg Rainwater, a longtime subscriber and watcher of the channel that was very helpful in identifying last week's mystery solved as well. And I want to thank all of you out there that each week help to make sure that the mystery finds don't remain mystery finds, but end up being mysteries solved. Well, this one's giving me a nice 16. It was only about 3-4 inches down. I really am not sure what it is, but I thought I'd go ahead and film it just in case it turned out to be something interesting after I cleaned it up. So, interesting piece, and yeah, we'll see. Well, I just was in the neighborhood, so I thought I'd pop in and film him digging this.
Chasing something here.
Yeah, he was getting an 18 down here, which that's almost a high tone for this area.
Yeah.
We're pretty much where the blacksmith shop was.
Some depth, whatever it is. Might
Yeah,
be a big
to,
chunk of iron.
Might have to go wide a little bit.
Get this. What is that? That's probably it. Yep.
Yes.
Random
that's unusual, isn't
something
it?
or other.
That's an odd one.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
hey, you're the proud owner.
Yes.
Well, I'm trying to shield the wind, but I'll tell you another impressive get. And the coil's working really well, but about 8 inches down, I finally got down to it, popped it out. Nice flat button. Don't know if it has anything on it or not, but I'll get it cleaned up when we get home. But yeah, another nice early find. Well, Drew found some things the other day, and he was here a couple days before we got here today. Yeah, a couple days ago.
Yep.
And he found some pretty cool things. I wanted to show you some of these. Man, that's incredible, man. Forest City Furniture, Rockford, Illinois. And where'd you find that?
Right over here.
Over by the well, or
Yeah.
in that area?
It was by the well.
That's crazy. Man, that thing is amazing. Drew found this killer old costume jewelry ring. Man, that's actually got like bands in this. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. You don't usually find them with the stones still on them. And he found that, let's see, right over there on the other side of the fence where the cows are.
Yeah.
So, jeez, it's such a huge property. You can just go about anywhere and find something. But that's a really cool piece right there.
It is.
And he was kind of on a hot streak the other day. He also got this amazing compact. Now, where'd you find that at?
Right over here in that mud pit.
Where the cows cross?
Yep.
Yeah, that's definitely muddy.
Yep.
But that's pretty cool. It's got a nice laurel design around the edges, and I'll get that cleaned up. Hopefully it's got some kind of a maker's mark on it, but
Yeah.
Probably 20s or 30s. And Drew also found something else, and now all my regular viewers are going to know what this is. Drew wasn't too familiar. I think this is his first one, and this is a Model T valve stem cap, so that's pretty cool. That's going to be 1917 to 28, right in there somewhere.
Wow.
It's an oldie. Well, I'm going to try to shield the wind from y'all. But man, it is so windy today. But this one's giving me a 13 really sharp blip. And I tell you, I just keep finding the most unusual iron pieces. Isn't that cool? Look like a golf club. I have no idea what that went to. But I just thought it was pretty neat. Just wanted to show you. Well, Chris called me over.
Yeah. Deep, hard to get, little flatty.
Yeah.
No shank on it. I think it's
back marks on it.
Yeah. Probably quintuple gilt, the first one ever.
Yeah.
Nothing on the front, it looks like.
They were very proud of their gilt.
Yes.
Oh Lord. That's cool though. That's going to be 1810 to 1840s. Well, hopefully you can hear me with this wind, but I was getting a 1920 signal, and about 6 inches down, saw a green coin come out. I'm like, oh my gosh, we don't see too many of those. And but it's an early weedy, but I will definitely take it. It's looks like it's a 1910, so definitely happy with that. I'll tell you what, Chris is just killing it on the buttons today.
Buttons?
I'll tell you, nothing better.
Bowman? No, Archer. Yep. Bowman.
Yep, that's a Bowman. Yeah, there was a Bowman overalls and jean brand. And I always loved it because they had the Archer or the Bowman.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, they had all kinds of different varieties, and I really like that one because the Bowman takes up the whole button.
They always clean up nice too.
Oh yeah, it'll clean up really nice. And that's going to be 20s, 30s. So, very cool piece.
Awesome.
Well, Button Boy's back.
Another one, man. Not as old, I don't think.
That's old.
It's old, yeah. 4-hole.
Yep, trouser button.
Looks like there's some kind of lettering trying to come through on it.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Yeah, it's an old trouser button, so. Yeah, I'll clean it up and see if there's anything on it, but it's definitely an oldie.
I'm on my hindquarters by now.
He's kind of tired. He's been digging a lot of holes just like me.
On this little slope.
But it's worth it because, oh man, he's got something pretty cool in the hole.
I think it's something good.
Oh yeah.
That looks like a spur part to me, man.
Yeah, it's definitely part to an old spur.
Big old chunk of brass.
Yeah, and that's an early one too.
Yeah.
Man, that is so cool. I'd say that's definitely pre-Civil War. Wow.
Awesome.
Heck yeah. I tell you, this place never gets old. It's just, I'm so glad Drew invited us out here because it's just so much fun. Well, I called the guys over because I knocked another one off my bucket list, and it's small. It's smaller than my little fingernail. So, but I'm actually in the same area where I got that 1760 Real, and I'll tell you, I'm getting more impressed with this thing because this was not an easy signal. It's just hopefully the wind wasn't too bad. But I took down about 3 inches. And I got this. Let's see if I can get in on. This is not easy to film. Look right there. That is a cut Real. Yeah, it's silver, and there's no details on it, but it's probably a cut half Real. It's very small. But that is my first cut Spanish coin. I'll tell you what.
I don't know what that would have been worth, babe.
I don't know.
Like,
it's amazing.
what the amount would have been.
Well, I have to thank Drew because he knocked 2 Spanish coins off my list, so I really appreciate it. And that is a heck of a cool find. I am definitely psyched to have it, even though there's no details on it, but that's just awesome. Well, I was amazed that I was actually able to find that tiny silver cut real, especially since it was lying in such heavy iron and about 4 inches deep. At the end of the day, I came away pretty impressed with that coil, and I think it played a pretty good part in me recovering it. I have to say, there's nothing better than knocking off a big bucket lister, no matter how tiny it is. And here's another look at all the very cool things that we were able to save in this episode. Well, please stay right there as I have even more amazing history coming up in just a few seconds. And remember, it's history that makes a find a treasure. And I can't wait to see you back here next week on Finding America.